Welcome to another 40k First Founding Legion special. Since the release of Shadowspear, I felt it was odd that the box set features the Ultramarines versus the Black Legion, and while I understand from a marketing perspective we want to frame the main good guys versus the main bad guys, in actuality the forces presented in the set are better thematic representations for the forces of the Raven Guard and Wordbearers. And while I'm a bit late to the party on this one, I felt it would be good fun to create a thematic list build for these less popularized forces. For those who haven't seen one of my thematic list builds before, the goal is fairly simple. I aim to create a list based around a theme central to the focused faction, and when doing so, soup is actually off the menu. The idea is to use the tools available to a faction to create a competent and thematic list, not simply go into another book and pull something that is more efficient for the role. With that said, let's take a look at this list for the 19th Legion, a Shadowspear thematic list build for the Raven Guard. The list is comprised of 2 battalion detachments, netting a total of 13 command points. With regards to the objective theme of the list, for the Raven Guard I am focusing on stealth operatives, striking from the shadows, and jump packs. On to the units. The 1st Battalion is led by a Captain and Lieutenant in Phobos armor, and filling out the troop slot are 3 squads of 5 infiltrators. The infiltrators and the Captain can forward deploy outside of their deployment zone with their Concealed Positions ability, enabling turn 1 control of mid-board objectives, while they pepper enemy infantry with their Marksman Bolt carbines. It suits the Raven Guard's reputation for stealth quite well. As an added bonus, the infiltrator's Omni Scrambler's ability adds another layer of board control as it further pushes out any enemy turn 2 deep strikes. The infiltrators are a unit that demands enemy attention if they want to start taking back the board, which will be made that much harder with their chapter tactic Shadowmasters. Taking 2 fast attack slots is 2 squads of 3 suppressors. Suppressors can provide some good ranged, high impact firepower. 3 suppressors will fire 6 shots at strength 7, AP-2, and 2 damage. Coming in at 105 points, these guys are pretty great, effectively outputting the max volume of a Predator autocannon with 1 more point of AP and 1 less point in damage. Deploy them in your back line, ideally taking advantage of cover, and being able to draw line of sight to critical targets, because their suppressing fire ability greatly synergizes with what the Raven Guard want to do, which is get into combat. All the suppressors need to do is destroy a single model in a unit, and that unit cannot fire Overwatch that turn. And with the range the autocannons provide, they will easily be able to leverage the -1 to hit provided by the Shadowmaster's trait. And what takes this over the top is that once per battle, the Sergeant can opt to pop smoke for enemy units using ranged attacks against them. But unlike vehicles, the rest of the models in the unit can still shoot. And if their rules get updated so their squad size is increased to 3 to 6, like the other Primaris specialized units, then consolidate this into one big squad of 6, because everything I just went over just got sweeter. Our Lieutenant in Phobos armor can either be deployed in reserves to appear in turn 2, or he can be deployed with the suppressors to provide them with his reroll 1s to wound aura. And the last unit in our battalion is a Contemptor Mortis Dreadnought. The Contemptor platform is great. It offers an overall superior stat line for a higher points cost, and being able to benefit from Shadowmasters will help it earn its points. I've loaded this one with 2 heavy bolters and a Cyclone missile launcher. The loadout will allow our Dread to help clear infantry and or take a few pot shots at enemy armor at range. I've opted for the ability to do this at range, because this Dreadnought can ideally be placed within range of our suppressors for the Wisdom of the Ancient stratagem. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, the Space Marine stratagems aren't great, but this one is fairly decent if you build your list to take advantage of it. So you might as well spend some CP on it to add some reliability to the Contemptor and the suppressors. Leading our 2nd Battalion is our Warlord, and it is none other than K. Van Shrike, the Chapter Master of the Raven Guard. In addition to being a respectable fighter, and offering the Chapter Master reroll all failed hits aura, his Wing Deliverance ability allows jump pack units within 6 inches to reroll failed charge rolls, and his Warlord trait Silent Stalker denies enemies the ability to fire Overwatch against his charges. And to complement Shrike, we have a classic Lieutenant with jump pack. I've given him a Thunderhammer and the Raven Guard relic, Raven's Fury, which allows him to advance and charge and reroll his own charge rolls. With his 2-up weapon skill, his relic jump pack, and the Raven Guard Vanguard move stratagem, He can fulfill a role that I would describe as a hypermobile discount smash captain. And filling out this battalion's troops choices are 3 squads of standard scouts. Being a chapter known for deploying scouts in greater numbers, the scouts make for a fitting choice, and provide more tactical options. Like the infiltrators, they have the concealed positions ability, which allows them to also deploy outside of the standard deployment zone, adding further board control for you, and more target panic for your enemy. Also, being a cheaper choice, they can be used to deny enemy turn 1 movement paths, which in some instances can provide extremely useful utility. Taking up 2 elite slots are 2 squads of Vanguard veterans, all with jump packs. One with Thunderhammers and Storm Shields, and the other with 2 Lightning Claws. Each squad is 5 man strong. Both squads should arrive with Shrike, and leverage his reroll failed charge rolls aura, which will help them get into combat. The Thunderhammer Storm Shield squad can tackle anti-armor, throwing out 11 attacks, which hit on 4s, but rerolling all failed hits thanks to Shrike, at strength 8, AP-3, and 3 damage flat. And the Claw squad can handle elite infantry, dealing out 16 attacks at strength 4, AP-2, damage 1, rerolling all failed wound rolls thanks to the Claw's built-in ability, and rerolling all failed hits if they are within range of Shrike. And lastly, taking up a fast attack slot is a squad of 6 Plasma Inceptors. These guys are functionally similar to Obliterators. They can drop down turn 2 and unleash 12 D3 supercharged plasma shots, which is quite likely to remove even the toughest of targets. Keeping them in Shrike's aura will mitigate Plasma's supercharged fatalities and add reliability. And our Lieutenant in Phobos armor can also drop down with them to allow them to reroll wound rolls of 1 if need be. And there we have it. The Raven Guard Shadowspear list is complete. The list comes to 2,000 points and offers lots of infiltration and shrouding, providing a ton of board control, as well as abilities to deny overwatch and striking from reserves using jump packs, which to me represents the Raven Guard's combat doctrines quite well. That brings this thematic list build to a close. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Feedback is always welcome. If you are a Raven Guard player and give this list a try, let me know how it goes. Also, if you have any requests for future thematic list builds or requests for more issue-centric content, please leave a comment below. If you like my content and want to help this channel grow, please consider liking and subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll hope to see you guys in the next one.